Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited because I am playing with some new makeup. We have the new mod collection from Sigma. We have new mascara, new powders, primer. We have a couple different things that are new that I am excited to play around with. Now, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications, new videos. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. But if you want to see how I got this look using the new mod palette from Sigma, as well as a couple other new items, just keep watching. Okay, we are jumping into some new products that I either received in my BoxyCharm and ipsy subscriptions from March, or they're things that I picked up and purchased myself, like the Sigma new mod collection. So I had the eyeshadow palette, and then I picked up the liquid lipstick and the eyeshadow base primer, which these two came together. I thought this was like a lip liner. But when I look at this, if you look at the bottom of it, it has a like mauvey pink type of shade, which I swatched right here. That's not normally the shade that I go for, but I'm interested to see what it looks like. Now, when I first looked at this, it kind of looked metallic, but when I swatched this, it's not, and it's kind of creamy. Oh, so when I buffed it out, because it didn't really dry down, there's no colors. So I'm interested to see how this performs. I have been using the 𝐂𝐲 base for quite some time, so I'm interested. I used to use like the MAC shade sticks as eyeshadow base for a while when I was in high school. So it's been a minute. You know what? We'll do one eye. So we'll do this eye with the Sigma eyeshadow base, and then we'll do this eye with my 𝐂𝐲 base. Don't know if it's fair because this will definitely like conceal out some colors, but I want to see what they look like, and I'm not going anywhere tonight. I actually have to pack for my trip to go to Michigan to see my grandmother. So we'll talk about that while we're getting ready. I don't know how much of this I need, but I figure I'll just draw it on. Sure. Draw it on, blend it out, see what it looks like. It does look like it's disappearing, but I can go and add more if I need to. We'll see if it's sticky or tacky. And really, my biggest concern is how do the eyeshadows perform on top of it? Because like I said, I used to do a shadow stick as an eyeshadow primer when I was in high school. So it's been a minute. If you're new to my channel, if you don't know how old I am 37 years old. I will turn 38 in August, which for me, age is a number, and that's all it is. You are how young you feel. Like, I still get up at 3:30 in the morning and work out. Some people think I'm crazy for that, but I'm not motivated to work out after work. When I get home, I just want to relax, chill. If I need to clean the house, I can. I just don't want to have to worry about working out. Anyways, we're off track. And then on this side, 𝐂𝐲 base. I am running out. I actually just repurchased this. It's so loved and used. Yeah, I just need to throw this away and open the other one. But I know that I need to pack my makeup bag, pack my suitcase, my toiletries, you know, the fun stuff. But I'm going home to see my grandmother. It is her 81st birthday, and I absolutely love my grandmother. Okay. So this one has a pink hue. This one has that like creamy like peach. Now this is the Sigma new mod eyeshadow palette, which it's got that like velvety touch to it. I love the packaging on this, and it is one of my favorite shades, that like mauvey pink. Oh, you guys. Now take the sheet out. I have saved these. These are a lot thicker than other ones that I get. So I do keep the Sigma ones, which is weird because I don't normally. And then also in here, it has a dual-ended eyeshadow brush. When I did the Cinderella palette, it also had one like this. And I love these. Ooh, and it's just that mauve-y pink shade. So this is the E38 and the E54. So we'll use these because I know that I like the quality. And then when they did the Cinderella, it was in the blue. So I keep these on hand. Now, these shades, those are beautiful. And as per usual, we do need to swatch the shimmers because sometimes I have an idea of the way I'm gonna go with this, and then I swatch the shimmers and I absolutely change direction because I fall in love with one of them. Okay, so I started with the top row. This shade right here is Hot. Beautiful champagne shade, love an inner corner or brow bone. This soft suede, kind of like a tan taupey shade, is Posh. Then, oh, this shade, you guys, is Avant-Garde. That one is kind of like a cranberry to bluish purple. And then this darker gold shade is Glam. We will go ahead and swatch them right there. Ooh, I do want to play with this shade, and I think that would be beautiful on top of this one right here. Now the bottom row, this first shade is Vintage. It's a really pretty like chocolate brown, and it looks like it has silvery gold glitter in it. Oh, it's so beautiful. Then this cranberry shade is Flashy, and this looks like it also has some silver glitter in it. And then this last shade, this is Artsy. It's more of like a purpley magenta, and this has like pinky glitter in it. Let's go ahead and swatch them right here. Ooh. Those are fun. Now, which ones do we want to play with? I do still want to play with these two shades right here, which is Posh and Avant-Garde. Starting out, I'm going to go into the shade New Mod, which is just kind of a mauve-y pink shade. I'm going to dip in with the E38 diffused crease side. Just tapped in slightly. You guys, and I love that there is a mirror in here. It makes it so easy to travel, and I honestly went in my drawer and looked at what eyeshadow palettes I had, and I was like, this one I want to travel with. So I figured we would try it out today, just so I could have it already an idea of what it looks like, and just the color story. Even though it's neutral, there's some fun shades in here. So I want to travel with this one depending on how well it performs. And honestly, I kind of want to do two different looks. We'll see. All right, I did switch over to my Huda Beauty crease brush. This one's a little stiff. We'll try it out in a little bit. This is the shade that I gravitate towards for work. I will just, in the crease, in the outer V, and put like a light shimmer shade and just call it a day. And eyeliner, mascara, good to go and out the door. It didn't used to be pinky shades for work. We'll focus in on this one, and then maybe I'll do a different look on this side. I'm gonna go into this shade right here, Edgy. It's just kind of like a purpley, I don't know, it's kind of plummy. I'm gonna go back into the E38 side, pick it up a little bit. It's just a little stiff, and I'm just gonna put it in the crease, just a little bit lower, so we can build that up a little bit. Maybe we'll do purple on this side and more browns on the other. I'm just gonna bring that purple shade Edgy into the center a little bit more. Guys, I'm not feeling that brush today. It could also be the primer because this is... Now I'm gonna go into the shade Grunge, and I'm gonna use the E54 side, which is that sweeper. This one's kind of like that compacted smudger brush that I like so much. I'm just gonna place this in the outer V, and then we'll blend it out a little bit. We're blending that up and over. Oh, that deepened up a lot. I am gonna go back into Edgy, just ever so slightly, right above Grunge. Place it back in there, and then I'm gonna go back into New Mod, right above it, to just put that purplish pink in there. Now on the middle finger, I'm gonna pick up Posh, and I'm gonna place that right here in the center and heading over to the inner corner. And then I'm gonna pick up Avant-Garde on my ring finger, which, oh, look how beautiful. Now I'll place that on top of it. It didn't really change it too much. It changed it a little bit. So now I wanna kind of play on this side without anything underneath it and see if it plays down better. Yeah, it's not playing well on top of it. So I'm gonna go back into Grungy just on the outer edge. Now we're gonna stay a little more on the neutrals, like with the tans and browns. I'm gonna go into the shade Sophisticated, which is just kind of like that light tan. I'm just gonna grab it on my fluffy crease brush. And this is the side with P. Louise, which is my go-to eyeshadow base. See, and this is blending out beautifully. I haven't done two eyes on camera in a while. Are you picking this up? Did you know that Sigma put out a new collection? Is it your color story? Let me know. Ooh, I really like that shade. This is something that I would also wear to work. Little neutral, nothing crazy. But I also like a good neutral because then you can snazzy it up like this one. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the shade Street Style. It's not as dark as Grunge, but I'm gonna keep this side a little more toned down. And I kind of want to use Avant-Garde in the center with nothing underneath it except eyeshadow primer. I'm just placing it in the crease before I blend it out. A little bit darker, a little bit lighter. I'll go back into the tan shade and just right above, blend that out a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna go back into Avant-Garde. It's so pretty on the finger. I just wanted to do the same thing on this eye. It's pretty, it's subtle though. But you can tell the difference. So this side is more of that tan that you have in Posh, whereas this one actually is picking up some of that blue hue. Do you guys see the difference? I won't know until I go edit the video to see if it actually did what I wanted it to. I'm gonna see if I can pick it up on a dry brush and just make sure it gets into the inner corner. Okay, now I do have a couple new face products. So I got this in one of my subscription boxes. This is the Ciate Dewy Skin Vitamin C Glass Glow Primer. Okay, so it just looks like a lotion, honestly. There's not a scent to this, which I'm okay with. It just looks like lotion. But it feels nice on the skin. Now, if you're new here, I actually have oily skin, but I have been enjoying hydrating primers. and then not such like mattifying foundations, because I'll go and put a powder on, and even though my foundation was a little glowy or like dewy, it'll set it down nice. But that was also during the winter when my skin was just drying out but would still get oily right through here. This feels nice on the skin. There is kind of like a little hint of a shine. Along with that primer, I'm also going to use my Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. I like this just for the pore areas and my fine lines on my forehead. It does feel a little slick putting this on, because usually like this is like a little silicone-y and it's not really like slippy, but it feels a little slippy with this dewy primer. All about trying out new things. Now I am going to use a foundation and concealer that I have used before and I do know that I like, because I also have a new powder that I received in my subscription box as well. So for foundation, I'm using the CoverGirl Outlast Extreme Wear 3-in-1. This one is in the shade 817 Golden Natural. And then for concealer, I'm using the Maybelline Superstay Activewear 30 Hour, and this is in the shade 10. For powder, I'm using the One Size Translucent, which, so I opened this up because I wanted to get a feel for it. Well, it has a sifter in it, but the sifter was not letting any product out, so I cut it out of here. And then when I did, and I dumped it upside down, you guys, I made a huge mess in here. And I'm like, oh, this is why there's a sifter. See, it's all there. But it's fine. It's fine. Live and learn. The sifter's not in there. I cut it out, preference. I couldn't get any product to come out. I was like, well, where's my scissors? I'm gonna go ahead, apply this, but speed through it because you don't need to see these two products, but we do have the powder. Okay, now going into the One Size powder, I've got my little brush for underneath the eyes. Oh, that brush picked up a lot of product. So we're gonna, whew. Okay, that foundation started to go into my lines, which I don't normally have. I wore it to work earlier and I used a different primer, but I still used the Tarte Timeless and it did not sink into my pores or into my lines or any of that. Huh, I don't know how I feel about that. So I do know that the powder is not brand new, but it is something that I received recently and it was in my subscription box. So I do know that it's not brand new, but I wanted to try it out. These eye looks are very similar. This was just a little bit lighter than that one. Okay, we can go ahead and finish the under eye before we jump into the rest of what I've got. For under this eye, I'm gonna go back into the shade New Mod. Place it, smudge it out. A little bit brighter than what I was expecting. For my left eye, I'm gonna go into the shade Sophisticated. Is this underneath? And then this eye, I'm gonna go back into the shade Grunge. I'm just gonna place it in the outer V right here, just slightly underneath, not too much. And then I'm gonna take a compacted smudge brush in the outer V, just tap, 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 blend a little bit, and then underneath. I really like this. And then on this side, we're gonna go into street style. Same thing, we're gonna go just right here on the outer V and tap, tap, tap it into place. Grab the compacted smudger. I don't know which one I like more. I really like them both, but I see the blue more on this side. And I'm gonna go into the shade Hot, and I'm gonna put that in the inner corner and the brow bone. You guys, I'm hearing the helicopters fly overhead from the military base. Like, I get the jet noise, I get the helicopters. I'm not complaining. I do like hearing them, but I hear it more in my filming room than I do if I'm downstairs. Okay, I went ahead and did my makeup as much as possible because I do have a few other new products. So we're gonna start out with the Physicians Formula Butter Blush. This is in the shade Mauve Mattes, which this packaging is so cute, you guys. Oh, if you've seen Physicians Formula before, like their butter bronzer is known because it has the most beautiful bronze to the skin as well as it's scented. And this, it's very florally. Kind of smells like magnolia, or I don't know, it's sweet. But when you open this up, there is usually a brush. I don't usually use them. I tend to take them out and throw them away. So I did go ahead and do my bronzer, and I figured we would dip into this. Oh, it's really powdery. I don't know like what it's gonna look like, but here goes nothing. Okay, there's some flush. Ooh, that is really pretty. I tend to go for like the peachy shades. So this has kind of like the peachy pinky hue to it. I don't really smell the scent of the blush, which is not a bad thing because it is really, really sweet, you guys. And then I do have a highlighter that I got in one of my unboxings from March, and this is the MOTD, or was it Makeup of the Day? This is the Lucid Moon Highlighting Powder. It's interesting because it does have like this little bungee cord to like keep it closed, and then that is the shade of it. So I'm interested to see what it looks like on the cheeks. I really enjoy this eye look. What do you guys think? Is this your type of shade? Ooh, that was one dip, you guys. Yeah. There's like nothing there. It's okay. But I did it on one side, I need to do it on the other. So I'm about to grab another highlighter in my collection. This is gonna be decluttered. It's not my favorite. We're gonna use one of my favorites from MAC. This is the Double Gleam. It's just in the special packaging for, I think it was Chinese New Year one year. But Double Gleam, it's just so icy. I love the press on this. And even though I've used it so much, you can still see the design of the dragon. I did already go ahead and curl my eyelashes. We have the L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Noir Balm Mascara. So I have not tried this. I took it out of the packaging and I put it in my drawer, but that was it. So that is what the wand looks like. It's very spiky. I haven't seen any reviews on this, so I don't know what the expectation is. I just know it's supposed to give you volume. I like it. It gives me those like natural looking lashes that I can get away with for work, which any mascara I use for work is not so bad. I can see my bottom lashes better than my top. That's also because I only did one coat on the top. So I'm gonna go back in for a second coat before I do these eyelashes. I think it's building it up a little bit. Do you guys see the difference? Okay, you guys, looking at this with two coats, there is a big difference. So I noticed on this side when I kind of turned the wand, because it looks like on here you have longer bristles on one side. So when I turned it, I feel like these got a little more volume starting out and I didn't have to build them as much. It could just be my eyes playing tricks on me. But I do like how they turned out. I have no intentions of putting false eyelashes on just to pack a suitcase. Now for the last thing that we have to try on. This is the liquid lipstick from Sigma in the shade Nude to go along with the eyeshadow palette. So I'm not gonna line my lips. It is supposed to be a liquid lipstick. I just wanna see how it performs by itself. Ooh, it feels nice and like moussey. Okay, you guys, I'm back. This is the final look and I have some thoughts. Now, this lip feels amazing. So I really like that. It's a little bit darker than what I can wear to work, but I do like this for, you know, going out, just hanging out with friends, whatever, after work on the weekends. This is a really pretty shade. So I do like that. It feels nice on the lips. It hasn't completely dried down yet. That's fine. We'll see in a little bit. So for the eyes, on this side, we use the Sigma eyeshadow primer stick. And then on this side, I use my P. Louise base, which is my normal go-to. Now with the eyeshadows, I felt like it kind of was a little bit like sticky. And when I was trying to blend it out, it just kind of clung a little bit, but it could have also been the eyeshadow brushes that I was using, because the one that came in the palette was a little stiff. Who knows? This side I think blended out beautifully with the normal P. Louise base that I use, and the shades are beautiful. Now, so we want a little bit lighter on this side. I don't know with the eyeliner if you can actually really tell that I have two different types of eyeshadows. Like this one I can see the pinky hue, whereas this one I have a little more of like the tan hues, but I love how it turned out. I do see the blue a little bit more on this one, whereas where I put Posh down and then the Avant-Garde shade on top of it, I don't see the blue as much. So I feel like on top of eyeshadow primer, it stuck a little bit more and you saw a little bit of the shift. Whereas on this side, it didn't, because there was already an eyeshadow there, so it wasn't really adhering well. But you guys, my skin looks beautiful. At first with the dewy primer from �𝐀𝐄𝐑, this dewy skin, my skin was a little slick and I was just like, oh, we'll see. And then when I put the Tarte Timeless on top of it, just in my lines, the foundation did sink in, which I don't normally have that issue. So I don't know if just because this is a little bit thinner and then the Tarte Timeless fell into lines, or it was a little more slippy. But when I tapped them out and then I put the setting powder on top of it, it looks fine now. And my skin, it feels nice. It doesn't feel like it's slipping or moving. For the highlighter, this one, it just fell flat. And I don't even think that I would give it to a friend because it just didn't have that highlighter payoff. It was more like a powder and it wasn't my favorite. So this one's probably gonna go bye-bye. The blush from Physicians Formula, this butter blush in Mauve Mattes, really like how it turned out on the skin. It does have a really sweet scent. I don't know, and it's really dusty, but I don't know if it's enough to make me like not want to keep it, because even though like it had a really strong scent in the pan, I didn't smell it once I put it on the skin, and it looks really pretty. It's just that really pretty flush for summer. The One Size setting powder, so far so good. I'll try it out with a couple other foundations that I have, but I know that I like the CoverGirl and the Maybelline concealer, so this is a good combo with the powder on top of it. Anyone else tried this? So far, I like it. What are your thoughts on it? And then, of course, you guys, the eyeshadow palette, the new mod from Sigma. This color story, just, it grabs my heartstrings. I do want to play around with these shades, especially the shimmers, a little bit more. The shade Avant Garde, maybe put down like a wet primer, just do a cut crease and see how that one plays out. But so far, I like this color story. This is the shade range that I gravitate towards, especially for work, because the lighter shades I can wear on a daily basis. And then the pops of like mauves and burgundies, definitely in my shade range. And last but not least, the mascara. I like how my eyelashes turned out. They did kind of like pull them all apart, so they're not super fluffy. I also had to put 2 coats on there, and I didn't go any further than that, but I'll continue to try it out and see what I think. But you guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications, new videos. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And until my next video, you guys, bye. I'll see you in the next one.